Well, Wolf Tick Nation, we're on a mission. We gotta get a bike. We stopped at Casey's to get some stuff and get it. What? You get pizza and donuts?
Hell yeah. Look at that.
Wow, what is that?
I don't know what the hell it is.
It's a road trip.
It's a road trip official. Why are we on the road trip?
We are on a journey, on a mission, to get the new Schwinn Ascension from Target. We should have one bought. I'm about to find out if it's true or not. I hope we don't get over there and they say, oh, no, just kidding.
Almost there. I'm getting butterflies.
I don't think that's a good idea.
We have gone through, I don't want to, but we're on the internet, got all excited because it showed that Target had this Schwinn. We found one, was about an hour and a half.
Well, with all the construction, about 2 hours.
About 2 hours away. Last one in stock. Ordered it. I called the store, and the store says, yeah, we have one left. Your name is on it now. It's ready for pickup. So,
it's a long drive to find out that they don't have our bike.
Yeah. I don't know. The woman on the phone said. Wolf Tick Nation, welcome to another Wolf Tick video episode. On today's episode, we're going to keep it classy. We, today, went on a hell of a road trip, found the only Schwinn Ascension. That's right.
When have we ever been classy?
29er Ascension in the state, right? We showed up and there was two of them, so I guess it's not the only one.
Well, there was one display. I don't think.
Yeah, one display. Could not find one. Ordered it a couple times. Got cancellations a couple times. Bam, found it. It said, "Hey, you can pick it up." So we bought that damn thing, and it's sitting right over there. We're going to do an initial impressions video for you guys today. We're going to break down this bike. We're going to talk about everything, all the features that it has, maybe some of the differences. A lot of people are trying to compare it or wonder the differences with this and the Boundary, you know. And, I mean, the TAF is really similar as well, but the Boundary is a 7-speed, just like this bike is. It's the Mountain Series aluminum 6061 frame. We're going to put up on the bike stand. We're going to weigh it. All that, you know. So I'm glad you guys are here. I'm glad we got this bike.
And I'm going to do a disclaimer real quick.
Disclaimer.
You'll probably edit it out. Just so you all know, Jeremiah is giddy like a little schoolgirl. I'm telling you right now, when we're looking at this bike, it's all, you know, everything is just roses and whatever the hell. It's all...
It's a damn good looking bike.
Yeah, see, so he's real smitten. So just be prepared for that. You're very smitten.
I'm a little smitten.
So take everything with a grain of salt.
All right, guys. Well, here she is. The Schwinn Ascension 29-inch aluminum 6061 frame. It's a very sweet looking ride, is it not?
I like it.
This bike is supposed to be for riders 5'9" and taller with the 29-inch wheels on there. And I was curious as to what the frame size was. You can go on the internet and you can see a bunch of different stats, but it seems like it might be the older stuff. Here, hold that. So I'm going to measure out from the center of the cranks.
You're talking about the stuff that's online about it?
Yeah, it's just
weird.
weird.
Most of it was on Shenanigans.
Is 19 inches. So I thought it was going to be 17 inches. There was some weird info on the internet. I did stand over the top tube earlier, and the bike doesn't seem massively huge to me. Neither does the Boundary, but the TAF did. So the real-time review that
part of that is illusion.
Yeah, it is illusion on the TAF because you got that top tube with the funky bend. But the Schwinn Boundary felt a little bit smaller to me. We're going to see how this thing does on the real-time review. Let's go ahead and start by talking about the drivetrain. Now, the front...
Or drivetrain.
Or drivetrain. The front trigger shifter here is a Pro Rush 7-speed trigger shifter.
This is not
Are you having difficulties up there?
I don't want to tear it up.
Looks like it is an index trigger shifter only, so there's no thumb ability on the top portion.
Thumb ability?
Thumb ability. The crank arms are aluminum, and the...
Some taped.
Oh. And the chainring up here is a 30-tooth narrow wide, and the teeth are kind of narrow wide, kind of. Now let's talk about the Pro Rush rear derailleur. The same exact derailleur as the Boundary has, the Schwinn Boundary. And it's pretty much the same exact group set if you think about it. It's got the clutch on there. It's got the 7-speed rear freewheel. It's a 14 to 38 tooth. Now remember, if you guys are wanting to change up your group set, maybe go to an 8-speed, a 9-speed, and so on, unless you want to try and find a freewheel that can accommodate that, you're going to have to get a whole new rear wheel at least to get a free hub so you can get a cassette back there. We'll do a little shifting test with this bike right out of the store and see how it does. And then we'll do the real-time review, of course.
This is right out of the store.
But we'll see how the group set does. One cool thing about the group set as well, the derailleur back here is on a separate derailleur hanger. That's apparently a big thing. I don't have a problem yet, crossing my fingers, of hitting anything on the trails with my derailleur and it bending. If you do bend it or break it, you can just screw on the new one.
You never said break into anything, so I'm breaking
into it. The tires here, they're unbranded, but they're 29 by 2.3 inches. I mean, how often do you see a 2.3 inch tire from a big box store?
Standard for this price range, yeah, you're right. That's rare,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
it is
rare.
a decent. I mean, it feels
Yeah,
decent.
it's a decent looking tire. It looks like it's pretty thick, but we'll see how it tracks and everything out there on the trails.
How it tracks?
How it tracks out on the trails. Really good looking wheel set. I love how it's got the Schwinn with the gray in there. It almost looks like a Easton. You know what I mean? On the like what we have on the Comp Zerker. Almost looks like an Easton front and rear wheel. I'm just really happy that they decided not to go with the deep dish rim like you see in this price range.
They cut the top, it looks like, on it. Yeah,
golly, I'm just so happy. That deep dish rim stuff is so hard to find tubes for. It's a pain in the Now, talking about something that you don't really see in this price range, how about this? Not only does this bike have a tapered head tube, but the rear brake and the derailleur are both internally routed. It's crazy. Now, we have seen a couple of highlights and people talking about this bike. So from the pictures, I thought originally it just had the seat post that's internally routed cable.
Which it is, by the way.
Yeah, which it is, where you can run it internally for a dropper post. We're going to talk about the seat post here in a second, too. When we got to the store, we actually seen that the top tube was internally routed and the rear lower and the bottom lower tube was internally routed for a rear brake. I was like, holy crap, dude, that's like big boy entry-level bikes at a bike shop. You know, you're looking at
both sides of this bike.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at $600 or $700 right there. I've never seen a frame from Target or Walmart that's like this. So the Schwinn Ascension, it looks sweet. Now let's go ahead and talk about the seat post.
Well, at least one that they sell in store, not online.
Yeah, at least that they sell in store. That's a good point. This seat post, speaking of big boy entry-level box store bikes for around $700, this is a 31.6 millimeter seat post. So, as everybody knows, more of the modern mountain bike style bikes have that size. You know, you start upping that money, that's what you're going to find. You ain't going to find a 27.2. You're going to find a 31.6, and this has got it. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the front of the bike. Now, the forks are steel. They look just like the Boundary forks. Now, this is visible stanchion length. Yeah, it's showing 96.
Okay.
Yeah, 96.
Didn't something else show 96?
I think the Boundary showed 96. So the length of the bars with the grips on, converted from inches to 740 with the grips on there.
The 740s.
4-bolt stem. Let me see that caliper tool. We're going to measure out this stem and see how long. It looks a lot shorter than bikes that we're used to, and I like that. 65 millimeter. The brakes are unbranded brakes with the full-size rectangular calipers on there, or the pads, and they're both front and back 160 millimeter. And the brake levers are separate from the trigger shifter, which is a good thing. They're not integrated together. All right, so now before we weigh the bike, let's go ahead and we're going to go through some gears right out of the box, see how it shifts with the clutch on. And then, speaking of the clutch, we're going to do a little drop test. And then after the drop test, we'll go ahead and weigh it. And we'll be all done. The Schwinn Ascension. Okay, let's go ahead and shift it. All right, we are in first gear. Clutch is on.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Please, and now the clutch is on.
I don't care the clutch is on. It's supposed to shift.
Damn. All right, go ahead.
All right.
Okay. All right. Okay. All righty. Okay, so it shifted down. I mean, yeah, let's go up now. I'm worried.
It's a double clicker, so I'm trying to do one click.
All right, you went up one cog.
We stopped stopping.
All right. There's a fifth, fourth, third, second, and first. Okay. All right, drop test. Schwinn Ascension, rear clutch 7-speed Pro Rush. We're going to do an on and off little side-by-side action for you. All right, first drop, third gear. All right, so the chain slap, you were saying you could hear a difference.
I can hear a difference.
Yeah, we'll have to see in the side-by-side. You guys got to see it. Didn't really know, but I felt a difference with it. I don't know. Let's go ahead and see how much this doozy weighs. 36.94.
What did you guess? Nothing? That was close.
36.94 pounds. Let's go ahead and do an outro. Lighter than I thought. All right, guys. Well, that is the...
You're tiny up close, too.
I was saying how tiny... Yeah, I'm tiny, man. We did it. We got the Schwinn Ascension. Good teamwork on that.
Yeah.
This right here is a bike that I'm planning on taking all through Arkansas and really ripping up the trails with it. I love the design of it. We'll see after the real-time review how I feel about it. One thing I forgot to mention earlier, there's a couple of things. One, the saddle. That's a really cool looking saddle on this bike. I really like it. It's cool looking.
It's a big seat post.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really cool looking saddle. And I think the only thing that I'm let down on, I mean, it's $369. $370. One thing I am let down on is the grips. I mean, the Taft Boundary came with the same lock-on grips. Those grips right there are just like the ones that came on the Sidewinder.
Yeah.
A little weird with the grips. You think that they would throw some lock-on grips and maybe some aluminum pedals. You know, these pedals are plastic, but just a couple of things.
I think you're right, but I'm going to rebut with this. I think what it is, this bike, they know people are doing a lot of upgrades to their bikes these days, and I think what it is, they said, well, we're going to give them some features on the frame that they can use after they upgrade, instead of giving them a whole lot to but at the same time, I agree. At this price point, it should be a little bit nicer.
And speaking of upgrades, I think the RockShox Recon RL, the soaking up budget MTB, the soaking up fork.
Is that the original soaking up?
This is the original soaking up fork. RockShox Recon RL, tapered 100mm travel. I think we're going to be throwing this guy on there after we do everything. I think so. That was our initial impressions on the Schwinn Ascension. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you guys are still sticking around and watching, give me some ideas. Give us some ideas for a nickname for this bike. It's not going to be an extreme budget build like the Boundary. It'll be mid-tier. I mean, we're going to put a pair of $230 forks on it. We're still going to try and stick within what you guys can afford. We're not going to go nuts. Hopefully not nuts. But give us some ideas on some nicknames for the bike. We appreciate you watching Wolf Tick videos as always. Thank you for joining us today. If you're not already, please hit that likes button. Hit the subscribe button. Plural. Turn them notifications on so you guys can see us take this thing down the Cat's Meow. You know what the Cat's Meow is? Watch the budget boundary on the Cat's Meow. Real-time review. You'll like the trail. I can't wait for this thing.